Welcome. Let's continue the class. Next scene. Late at night. So Mara was scared. Scared of the heavy rain. At the mountain top, the clouds gathered and the heart of the river already muddied. The river Veda was swelling and carrying mud to the lake, flood and mud to the lake. He was scared and decided to keep an eye on river Veda that night. Late at night. Torrential downpour. Torrential means violent. Downpour. Downpour means heavy rain. Torrential downpour. The king's and a striking storm, and a striking storm also. The king's palace, the place is in the king's palace. The bell at the palace gate ringing incessantly, continuously. So, in that night, in that torrential storm, torrential rain, downpour, the king's palace gate was closed and at the bell at the gate was ringing continuously. The king, he got up. Who is so urgently summoning me at this hour? Summoning means calling, an official call. Summon means an official call. Yeah. Who is so urgently summoning me at this hour, in this midnight, in this bad weather, in this torrential rain? Who is calling? What has happened in this terrible night of storm? Go down and see who it is. So something might have been happened. Otherwise, nobody will call the king at this midnight. The bell rings means somebody wants to talk to the king. So see, he orders to his guard or his servant to see who is that ringing the bell. The bell ceases. Ceases means stops. The sound of footsteps. Somebody is coming. Who are you, man? What has happened that you should be calling us this hour? Why are you gasping so badly? Gasp means take long breath. Heavy breath, sorry. If somebody runs miles and miles, they breathe, no, that is gasping. Why are you? Why did you come here? Who are you? What happened to you? Be calling us this hour. Why are you gasping so badly? I have been running, he told. I have been running. From distant place I have come. I have been running. In this storm, in this midnight, did you come by running? Who are you? What has happened? I am Mara, watchman of the lake most high. I am Mara. You built a lake across river Veda years before. The same Mara I am. Oh, Mara, how different you are now. I have seen that Mara and then I didn't see King didn't see him at all. How different you are now. Battered by rain. So, battered means totally shattered. Battered by this rain. With your hair plastered on your face. Hair plastered. Plastered means sticked here. Plaster means strict. As Mara came running in the torrential rain, completely wet, dripping, his hair sticked on to his forehead. It was plastered on your face, and all that water dripping down. You're completely wet in this torrential rain. Why did you come? What had happened? Something might have been serious. Otherwise, nobody will come out of this torrential rain and also in this midnight. What had happened? You are dripping. Water is dripping means reaching down drop by drop. I beg your Majesty's grace for bringing my presence here at the state. So here in this place, coming here, I am very sorry. I beg your excuse because I know this is not the time, this is not the position, this is not the way to come here in this position. I have come running, battling with roaring wind. Battling means fighting. The wind is roaring outside. I am completely wet. I came here fighting with the roaring wind and thoroughly slush and dragging torrents. Slush means muddy water. I beg your Majesty's presence, Majesty's grace for bringing my presence here in state. I have come running, battling with roaring wind. The wind is sounding a lot. And through slush and dragging torrents. Forgive me, Your Majesty. I am trembling with the message within me. May I utter it? I am really worried. I am trembling with fear. The message, whatever I brought. And may I utter it? May I say it? Yes, my Lord. My Lord, it is about the lake. It is about the lake. I feel faint to mention it. Faint means almost feeling unconscious to mention it. The message is so worst. Oh, tell me what had happened. The king, he feels so scared to listen the message. It is about to smash its bounds. Bounds means banks, limitations. So smash means just break out its bounds. The lake is about to break out its bank. Just imagine tons and gallons of water stored there. If the bank is quite open, smashed out, the whole village will be whole country will be underwater. There won't be a single person alive to see the next morning. It's not so. That's why Mara was so scared. Mara, are you mad? Are you sure your mind is your own? What are you telling? How could it be? Are you mad? He asked. Mara, Your Majesty, till the evening there was no sign of a coming rain. It was crystal clear. The lake water was crystal clear and the weather was also very clear. It was a beautiful bright day. Unruffled. Unruffled means undisturbed. The lake mirrored the blue sky on its bosom. So clear it was. It was a bright day and the water of the lake was also so clean and clear, crystal clear it was. But at the dusk, the sky darkened. At the dusk, the sky darkened. That means clouds gathered on the sky. I called my son in and shut the door of my hut. I was scared. I called my son inside and shut the door. Raindrops battered my roof. So there was a heavy rain. It battered my roof. At midnight, the wind rocked my hut. Rock means swang. I got up and went out. My heart was disturbed. King, oh, tell me, is the lake going to break? The king was not ready to explain, listen the explanation, because when Mara told this word, the lake is about to smash its bounds, it disturbed him a lot, because the incoming moment he couldn't imagine at all. Your Majesty will know it presently. Presently means soon. Here, presently means soon. I rise past tense, from my bed and went out. Oh, I have never seen anything more terrible in my life, my Lord. My Lord, such a terrible scene I saw there. I never see such a more terrible than that scene in my life at all. Veda was thundering down the mountain. The wind shook the earth. Shake past tense. Veda was thundering down the mountain. The wind shook the earth. I went to the edge of the water. I was scared. I was scared to know the future. So I went near the lake. The waves rose to a man's height and hammered at the bank. The waves of the lake were a man's height, nearly 6 feet height, and they were battering, they were hitting to the bank. Hammered means hit strongly. In a hammer, hitting on a hammer. The wave rose to a man's height and hammered at the bank. The water level was just a hair's breadth below the shore. The lake was almost full. It was just a hair's breadth before the shore. Any moment it may heave and flow over. Heave means raise. So, the lake was almost full and about to overflow. Mara, was the lake? Oh, what is to happen to all of us? Mara, tell me what is fact, what happened? I fell down and prayed. That let not anything bad happen. The goddess stood before me. The mother goddess who ordered me to convey her message to you to build a lake or to give home for her playlet Veda, she appeared before me. Her tresses were wild. Tresses means hair. Her tresses were wild. Her eyes gleamed with a strange light. Gleam is shine, shone. With the strange light. She carried a sword in her hand and she had splashed her forehead with vermilion. Vermilion means red color of kumkum. She carried a sword on her hand and splashed her forehead with vermilion. I cowered at the sight of her. Cowered means feared a lot, scared a lot. Both same, okay? I covered it at the sight of her. Get up and hear me intently. Listen me carefully. Intently means carefully. She said, I am the goddess of the lake, and that river Veda is my plaything. Yes, I told earlier, I am the goddess of this lake, and river Veda is my plaything. Clear out of your hut at once. Vacate your hut. Clear out means vacate. Vacate your hut at once. Mother, save me. What is going to happen? I asked. I am going to kick away the miserable stones you have piled up to imprison the waters of my Veda. I am going to destroy your tank. I am going to destroy your tank. What does it mean? Once she only told to give home for Veda and asked to build a tank across river Veda, which may serve as a nectar to the whole country. But now she was so furious and asked Mara to vacate the hut and said that she was going to kick away the miserable stones which they have piled. Piled means heaped up to imprison the waters of my Veda. You have imprisoned my Veda. You didn't give her home. You have imprisoned my Veda. I am going to destroy your tank. Mother, we put it up at your command, I said. Yes. And now I want to destroy it. At that time, yes, I ordered you to give home for my Veda. But now I want to destroy it. It's my mood now. Veda is my plaything. I created it when I wanted it, and I will splash away its water when I like. Who are you to stop me? She replied. You are not the one to stop me. Now, I don't have the mood to talk, and I'm in a rough mood, and I want to kick out these stones which you piled across this river Veda, inside which you have imprisoned my plaything. So, vacate the hut immediately if you want to be alive, she ordered. King was scared. He frightened a lot. He told, Mara, are you speaking the truth? Mara, Your Majesty, may my son and wife perish if there is a word of untruth in what I am saying. Let not they live. Let my family perish. Perish means destroyed if I am telling a word lie in this statement. You go on your story. I pleaded with her. Plead means request. I pleaded with her. I pointed out to her the vastness of the lake. I told her just to see the vastness of the lake. The water stretching the length of the hill and going to a bend out of sight. The water in this lake, it was stretching the length of the hill and going in a bend out of sight, and the whole of it kept back by a bank which would take a quarter of a day to cross. To cross this lake, it would take a quarter of a day. Such is the vastness of the lake. But all that she would say to it was, why do you make much of it? Why do you worry of it? How it's related to you? I want to destroy it now? Yes, let me destroy. I told her that all that water waited like a crouching tiger and would spring upon the 100 villages and towns of king's capital beyond if the bank was removed. No, dear goddess, no, the water there is just, it is waiting like a crouching tiger. Crouching means just bending by the knee, just waiting to jump. Bend by bending the knee. Keep down by bending the knee. Just you might have been seen a cat or tiger, how it hunts. It bends its knee and just suddenly jumps. No? Yes, that is crouching. Yes, the whole water in this huge lake is crouching like a tiger and would spring upon the 100 villages and towns of the king's capital beyond if the bank is removed. She laughed at it and flourished her sword. I pleaded with her for hours to spare us, to protect us and have pity on us poor mortals. But she was not to be moved. A most terrible and reckless mood of destruction seemed to have come upon the goddess. She had the mood of destruction, terrible mood of destruction at that moment. I fell out and the wet ground, prostrated before her. Prostrated means saluted, leaning lengthwise. Prostrated before her and begged, a poor mortal like me cannot stop you, O divine mother, but grant me this. I will run to the capital and inform the king. Let me inform this message to the king and return. Let me run to the capital. I won't walk or I won't go slowly. I will run to the capital and inform the king and return. Till then, stay your hand. Hold your hand. Don't break the banks till I return from there. When you see me here again, you may carry out the devastation. Devastation means destruction. If you want to destruct, if you want to carry out the destruction, destruction. Just wait. Let me go to the capital and convey this message to the king and return. As soon as I return here, you can continue your destruction. Till then, just hold your hand. I beg you. She agreed. Yes, I grant this. I grant your request. I will wait until you have told the king and returned, she said. And here am I, your majesty. She agreed to wait till I return there. And that's why I came running here to convey this message to you, your majesty. He told, to the totality is the river goddess was going to destroy the whole of the lake. But Mara, he wanted her to wait till he returns, conveying this destruction message to the king. King, Mara, are you sure you saw and heard all this? But it's unbelievable because the destruction was beyond one's imagination. Mara, how can I prove it, my lord? How can I prove that whatever I told is truth? Here you see the mud on my clothes. When I prostrated in front of her, this happened. When I fell prostrate before the goddess, all this mud stuck to me. King, I dare not think. I do not know what to do. I don't know what to do. In a moment or less, I and this palace and my subjects. He paused. Why? All won't be there. All right. Nothing so good as preparing for an end. This is the end of every one of my subjects' life. Hey, call someone. Let an announcer go round with the beat of drums and announce to the people and to everyone in my kingdom that it is the last day of the world for everyone. The deluge is upon us. Deluge means, what do you say? Pralaya. Deluge is upon us. Tomorrow the sun will rise upon a lifeless land. The land will be lifeless tomorrow. The sun will rise on a lifeless land tomorrow. Announce this. Mara requests, Majesty, permit me to tell something. Mara wanted to tell something. King, tell me what you have to say. Mara, I have a suggestion. Go on. The goddess will keep her word. She promised me that she won't break the bank till I return. She will keep up her word. She has promised to wait till she sees me back there. Make it impossible for me to return there, your majesty. Let not me return there at all. Make that impossible for me to return there, your majesty. He says, King, how? If majesty's sword is there. Mara wanted to dedicate his life to save the kingdom. No, what a horrible suggestion. Mara, or send for the executioner. Executioner means the official person to cut the head. My lord, my son is still sleeping in the hut. My last request is this. When I am gone, that means after my death, make him the watchman of the lake, and after him his son, and then his son's son, and the last generation of our family. He never bothered to dedicate even his life to save the lake, not only the lake, even the whole kingdom. In turn, he didn't ask anything else with the king. He asked to appoint his son as the watchman of lake, and after that his son, and the generation continues. So, king had no other choice. Once dedication, if saves the whole country, the king has to agree. That's the only way which was there in front of him. So the king agreed. So next scene 5th. Let's continue in the next class. Okay? Read well, read again and again.